everybody. So excited for today. I'm calling it Kajabi Day. Welcome to Kajabi Insider. I'm Lydia Martin from Banish Business Clutter, and I decided to host this live event on YouTube today because I have been wanting to share so many of these tips, not just about Kajabi, but about launching and growing a successful online business, because I know what my journey's been like, and I work with so many other entrepreneurs, aspiring entrepreneurs who want to create a business that supports their family goals. And so I know how overwhelming it is when you first get started, because I was in your shoes just about 4.5 years ago, wondering where to start, what platform to use, what do I focus on, what thing do I create to sell, how do I find my audience. I totally understand the overwhelm of the number of decisions you have to make, and I'm hoping that this series today is going to help bring tons of clarity to you. So if you're here with me live, please say hello in the chat. Let me know where you're listening in from. I also have a pinned post in the chat with very helpful links that I'll be referring to often today. My goal today truly is to give no fluff training and information, but I know that after today, you're going to want to access some of the resources that I'm sharing with you. So I'm going to try to share as many links as I can in the comments. And if you want to make sure that you get those links, I know how hard it is. Sometimes you're watching on the go and you're like, oh, I know she shared this awesome resource for this tool, because I'll probably talk about tools other than Kajabi today as well. And if you want a list of those resources, you want a list of those tools, you're going to want to officially register for Kajabi Insider. So this is the link right here, lydiamartin.info/insider. If you have not officially registered for today's event, this is what guarantees that you get access to all the replay links, all the resources that I'm sharing with you. It's a great way to get connected with me if we're not already connected, because I do offer a lot of different things to support online business owners. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and jump right into a few things. Why did I decide to do this Kajabi Insider today? So as a Kajabi expert, that means that I'm someone that helps people optimize this amazing tool, Kajabi. And as a Kajabi partner, which means that I am able to help people get started with Kajabi. I support them in doing that. And in return, Kajabi does pay me an affiliate commission. And I take that very seriously. I love affiliate marketing. Many of you have been in my affiliate marketing workshop, but I am not an affiliate marketer that just shares my link and expects people to join so that I make money and then I don't support you. And so I am really doing this today because I want to support my current Kajabi partners. And of course, I would love for you to partner with me. And in return, you get some very exciting bonuses. The other thing I want to let you know is that currently, right now, here in August of 2024, Kajabi is offering a special promotion through August 13th. Now, if you're watching this on replay after August 13th, don't worry. Kajabi does offer various promotions throughout the year. And honestly, there's an always ongoing promotion that I'm going to tell you about here in a minute. So the best link to go to see what is going on with all things Kajabi, any promotions, to learn more about their plans, their platforms, all those things, this is the link. I have a special page on my website, banishbusinessclutter.com/Kajabi, that outlines all the details. You'll learn about the free Kajabi course that I grant access to when you join Kajabi with my link, all of the good things. So I wanted to get those links out of the way so that you have them in case you have to hop off in this training. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about it. Who am I? How did I get started with this journey? And how has Kajabi made such a difference for me? So this is a link to my website, banishbusinessclutter.com. And truthfully, when I launched my business, my homepage looked nothing like this. It was very basic, but I want to let you know who I am, what my heart is. I literally dreamt about launching my own online business for 6 years. I had first attended a webinar with Amy Porterfield in 2014. She talked about creating this digital business. And at the time I thought, I want to do that. I love to teach. How amazing would it be to be able to teach online and earn revenue that supports my family? And I thought, wow, that's great. But I had total imposter syndrome. I thought, who am I? What do I really have to offer? Who's really going to buy from me? And so I actually worked in a number of jobs in that 6 year period. One, helping an international speaker bring her business online. So I learned all things online marketing through that experience, became a corporate trainer, speaker, and coach. Loved that job. But I knew one day I wanted to have something to call my own. I wanted to have a business that gave me the complete flexibility and freedom to do what I felt I was called to do, to impact the lives of others and to impact the life of our family. And it truly has been that experience for me. I'm so grateful. I mean, it truly has been an answer to prayer the last 4.5 years. I'm so glad I stepped out of the boat, stepped in faith, and launched my business in March of 2020, actually before COVID shut down the world. So it wasn't because of COVID. I made that decision before COVID happened to literally resign from my corporate job and go all in with my digital course business. And let me just tell you, this journey has so far exceeded anything I could have imagined. And that doesn't mean it's all roses. There's definitely bumps along the way. There's obstacles. There's times where I thought, what am I doing? But I'm just here to tell you it's so worth it. So a big hello to everybody I know that's here live. So good to see you, Mia. I'm so thankful and grateful for all the students, clients, members that I have met throughout the years. And I just want to encourage you, if you're in the starting line, this series that I'm giving you today is going to help you so much. You're going to get some clarity and vision on where to start, how a tool like Kajabi can help you. I think it's going to be really impactful. So let's get into it. Why, or how should I say, did I decide to get started with Kajabi? So I knew in the very beginning when I launched that I was going all in. And I thought, I'm going to work this until it works. I'm going to take massive imperfect action, which is key when you're launching a business like this. And I'm going to invest in the tools, people, and programs that are going to get me where I need to go. And so I was very blessed that my husband at the time was still working a full-time job. I had some money in a savings account. Thankfully, I didn't have to spend thousands of dollars. I truly believe that you spend money as you earn it. But my goal was to replace my corporate salary as fast as possible. And so when I was looking at tools, I knew I was going to need a lot of things. And so for those of you that are new, you're like, I don't even know what I need. Okay, well, let me break it down for you in the simplest manner. This is not fancy. This is not slides. This is just me chatting with you one-to-one. I knew right away one of the first things I was going to need was going to be an email service provider, right? I needed something to be able to build a list so that I could communicate with people, leads that met me, obviously customers, that sort of thing. So I knew I needed email. I knew I needed a website because I didn't have a website at that point. Some people have a website before they come to Kajabi. They might have a WordPress, Wix, Squarespace website, maybe something they've built over years of time. And that's great. You don't have to change that. You can keep using Kajabi and add it on to what you're already doing. But for me, I was launching a new business. I needed a website. I knew I needed landing pages. Landing pages meaning pages where people could register for free resources from me, free events from me, things like free challenges or webinars or things I was going to be launching. I knew I needed landing pages to create a sales page for my offers. These were all things I had learned from working in the online digital space for years. And I kind of created this big list in my head. And we had used a tool called Lead Pages in the job I had worked in. And I liked a lot about Lead Pages, but I was like, Lead Pages was connected to WordPress, which was connected to Infusionsoft, which was connected to 50 million tools when I worked for that digital speaker. And I thought, when I launch my business, I am not having 100 tools and paying for all of these services separately. So I just literally kind of kept listing. What else do I need? I need to be able to accept payments. I needed to have checkout pages. I knew that I was going to eventually, I'll stick with the basic stuff first here. Things I was going to need to start. I wanted to sell courses. So I knew I was going to be able to deliver content through a password. All right. I wanted all of that to be seamless. I knew eventually I wanted to have a membership. So would it support something like that? Eventually I wanted to have affiliates, people who could share my products, earn commission from me, and then that in turn would increase my sales. I'm trying to think of all the different things that went through my head. I know all that Kajabi offers now, but some of the things weren't even there when I started. And all I knew is that if I had to pay for these different things separately, here's a big one: video hosting. So many of the tools out there like WordPress and ThriveCart and things like that, they don't host videos for you. Well, I'm uploading literally hundreds of pieces of content over the last 4.5 years. I have never had to pay for a video hosting service like Vimeo. I haven't had to use YouTube, that sort of thing. I can literally upload as many videos as I would like on my Kajabi site. So that is just one of the little small things I knew I needed that a lot of new people don't even think about. So as I started to add up all of the things I wanted to do, I was like, I don't want to pay for these separately. I want a tool that does it all. And that is where, when I started researching Kajabi, and I compared it with many other tools, and I realized for the price that it was the tool for me. And I'm so glad that I jumped in when I did. I'm just going to head over to my Kajabi page that I was sharing with you before. This is the link to this page, and this really does outline why I decided to jump into Kajabi. You can see it has everything that you need, especially that email as well. Do you know that a lot of people purchase email service providers and they're spending hundreds of dollars a month just to send email? And that is included inside Kajabi. So I'm not paying for a website separately. I'm not paying for my email separately. And when I first jumped into Kajabi, I did jump in with the growth plan because I knew I was going to be creating multiple courses, eventually different products, but a lot of people do jump in with this basic plan. Now, right now and through August 13th, Kajabi is offering 20% off in your first year. And so that is a savings. You can see here it's $119 a month. So think about it, $119 a month. If you have a course that's $199, okay, then you need to sell one course a month in order to cover the cost of this tool. And that is how I've always looked at it. In fact, when I started on the growth plan, I did start at $159 a month, not because there was a special going on, but this is actually the price you pay if you pay annually. And so I just want to let you know, even if you're watching this video after August 13th, you can still get this monthly price if you commit at the annual subscription level, which is what I did. When I jumped in, I was like, I'm going to go ahead and pay for the year. I wanted to get this 20% off savings. That was the only way I could get it. And so when I paid for that year, my goal was to pay that back as soon as possible, and then it would be paid for the year. And every year when my subscription comes up, I have a launch or I have something planned, it covers my Kajabi. I don't even think about it. That's how powerful this tool has been for me. But right now, I just want you to know these two plans are 20% off for the first year. So you also get a free 14-day trial. So once you see everything that Kajabi does, I'm going to be sharing in 4 sessions today of all the different things Kajabi does. You're going to come in here and you can click on either of these options and it's going to take you to a special page. Just be aware of that it defaults to the growth plan. So if you want to do basic, you can always switch over here to pay $119 a month. But I will tell you, at $159 a month, you'll get access to more, especially if you already have products that you sell. If you're brand new, you haven't created your first offer yet, then I would 100% say start with basic at $119 a month and a 14-day free trial. I'm going to show you today how to make that back. All right, who's excited? So let's definitely make that back. So I wanted to share with you just how it works, what the specials are, how you can take advantage of those specials that are going on. And that's just where I'll leave it. So if you have any questions at all, by the way, if you're on here live, put a Q in front of your comment, and then that way I will see it very easily. I can pull up on the screen and I'm happy to answer that for you. Okay? All right, so let's talk about it. What do you really need in your business to be successful? Because here's the place I feel like trips people up. They know they need tools. They want to launch their business. And so they get Kajabi and they open it up and it's so robust because it does actually more than they need in that moment. Because one of the things I didn't even include on that list are some new things that Kajabi offers. Kajabi offers now a coaching program. It has a community. It does podcasts. It does so many more things I didn't even list a little bit earlier. But the downside is you're going to get into Kajabi and you're going to see all these things, and your brain is going to want to explode, and you're going to get down a rabbit hole. Is what I call it. You're going to go in there and you're going to be like, let me just start setting up stuff, but you haven't made a plan. Okay, what is the plan? Because let me be honest, the magic of Kajabi is not Kajabi. You are the magic of your business, and you need to know what it is you're wanting to create that's going to sell. And when you know that, and then you plug that into a tool that puts wind beneath your wings, that is what happens. That's what makes the difference. Okay, you are the magic of your business, but Kajabi comes alongside and supports what you're wanting to build and create. All right, so let me give you an example of what I feel is the 5 things that you need to focus on. And I actually just created this program this past year. This is something that you can join at any time. It's a $21 program that you can get into for 21 days. So if anybody's hearing my voice and is like, I don't really know where I want to focus in my business, I do have a 5-step process that helps you with this. And Kajabi is what's helped me do all 5 of these things. And so these are the 5 steps. You know, you really, really do need to know what it is that you want. Okay, please, I caution you to get into a tool like Kajabi or to launch a business. And if you don't really know what you want and you haven't determined what success is for you, you are naturally going to compare yourself and your results to everyone else. And that's not the goal here. What is it that you want? Why are you launching this business? Why are you wanting to teach XYZ? Who are you wanting to help, right? Why does it matter to you? And I feel like determining that is so important. So that's the section I called calling, determining your calling. This is your superpowers, your genius zone, the thing that people will pay you for that you need to identify, right? So once we know that, we need clarity on our offer. So what's an offer? An offer is a thing you sell. And that is what I'm going to be covering in session 2 or part 2 of Kajabi Insider today. So you're going to want to come back. Join me at 11:15 for that if you're here live, or catch the replay. But I'm going to help you get clarity in your offer. I'm going to show you some of the offers that I sell in Kajabi, everything from courses to memberships to products. You have a lot of choices, but you have to know the one main offer that you are going to launch in Kajabi when you get Kajabi. Because if you don't have an idea of what you're going to sell, you're going to get in there and not really have a plan of something you want to create. It's so much easier to create when you know the offer you want to sell. And before we leave this session, I'm going to show you how to earn money quickly, how to set up an offer in Kajabi. It's going to be awesome. You guys are going to love it. But after we know what our offer is, even if we haven't fully created it yet, we have to think about creating content that naturally leads people to that offer. Okay, and so what kind of content? Well, we're going to need maybe a lead magnet. We're going to need to create some content, whether it's written like a blog, audio like a podcast, video like YouTube. Maybe we're going to use social media. There's a lot of different types of content we can create that gets people into our world. And I'm going to talk about that in session 3 today. Okay. Step 4 is that connection. How are we connecting with our audience? How are we nurturing them? Even showing up live today on YouTube is one of the ways that I connect with people who enter my world. I want people to see me live and in real time. I want them to know who I am, who I serve, how I can help them. And so just doing a program like this free on YouTube one day is an example of connection. But there's many, many ways that you can connect with your audience, and Kajabi lets me do that. Those of you that have been on my email list, you saw that all I did was send out a few emails about Kajabi Insider today. I'm creating this content. This is going to live forever. I can repurpose these videos. I can put them on my blog on Kajabi. All of these things are helping to grow awareness of who I help and how I help them. Okay, so I want you to look at everything I'm doing in Kajabi Insider today through the lens of you as an entrepreneur or aspiring entrepreneur, but I also want to look at through the lens of what I'm doing today in my business that you could apply to yours. Okay, so this online revenue roadmap, step 5 is conversion. And what I mean by that is we identified what we want, who we're going to serve, our calling, what our mission is, who we want to impact. We've got clarity on our offer, what we're going to sell. We now have some content ideas of how we're going to attract people to us. We're making connections with them, but we have to convert them to a paying customer. Okay, and that's what's called a marketing strategy, right? A launch strategy. How are you going to take what you just made and sell it? So these are really the 5 things that you want to be doing. In fact, let me just grab this link for anybody who's like, I need help with all 5 of these things. Even before you jump into Kajabi, truthfully, you need to have a roadmap. Okay, I love this. Thank you, Kelly. Kelly actually is in our roadmap right now. She's loving it. It's totally helping me focus and make progress. Okay, I didn't know Kelly was going to be here. So thank you, Kelly, for that validation. But yes, this is definitely the link you want to go to if you need help in these 5 areas, because truthfully, you will optimize a tool like Kajabi if you have clarity on those 5 things. You'll know what you want to build. And I'm going to show you in parts 2, 3, and 4 of Kajabi Insider today how to make those offers, how to create that content that attracts your ideal audience, and how to convert it with a marketing strategy. All right, we're covering all that today in one day. Can you believe that? All right, so I just wanted to make sure everybody knew where we were going, because again, without that purpose, Kajabi feels very overwhelming. You're not sure what to do, where to go. But since I know a lot of you are new to Kajabi, let me point out that inside this tool, this is behind the scenes. I'm inside my Kajabi account right now. I actually happen to be on my landing pages, and you can see all different types of landing pages that we have created. You can see, I think there's hundreds of them now. Okay, but the landing pages, if you don't know, are the things that are building the pages of your website. They may be part of your website navigation, or they may just be an individual link that you're sharing with buttons, that sort of thing. For example, if you go to my programs page, you'll get a good glimpse at the different types of offers and products and programs that I've been able to create over the last 4.5 years. Now, I don't want this to be overwhelming to you, because remember, I started at the beginning too, and the only thing I had when I started was one offer. I didn't have all of this. This has all been created over time based on me learning about my audience and hearing what they want and need, and just getting more efficient at creating offers. And what I love about Kajabi is when you learn how to do it, it's as simple as duplicating it again and again and again. So this program right here is what I launched my business with. It is literally what put me on the map per se, meaning this is how people got to know me from the very beginning. I'll talk a little bit about my launch strategy and how I got people into this program in a minute, but the digital clutter cure, which looked nothing like this when I first launched, my sales page was much more basic because I was learning how to use Kajabi. So please know that done is better than perfect, all right? It's all about progress, and you can always go back and tweak and improve what you are doing. In fact, this is probably version 5 of the sales page after 4.5 years, and we've used different templates, we've tried different things. You will hone this in and you will improve over time. One other thing that is surprising to people is that this program has also had various iterations. So I want you to know that so many times we don't launch something because we think it has to be the perfect A+ version right from the start. And I'm just here to share, if you can adopt the mantra of massive imperfect action and launching something that's good, okay, because good is good enough. I've always heard Amy Porterfield say, we're not shooting for an A+ here, we're shooting for like a B-. Okay. And that's literally what I did. When I first launched, I was like, I cannot get caught up in perfectionism. I'm a recovering perfectionist. But I thought I'm not going to spend the next 6 to 8 months creating a course that I don't even know if it will sell. And so this is what I did before I even created this course. I held a free 5-day challenge called the Banish Business Clutter Challenge. I opened the doors. I had 0 people on my email list. And I held it in a free Facebook group. And I just started messaging people that I knew from previous businesses, connections, people that I knew trusted me and the information that I shared. A lot of them knew I was an Evernote expert. They knew I had gone from paper chaos to paperless. I literally teach people how to get rid of paper clutter, how to organize all their digital systems on their computer. I've always loved tech and helping people with tech. And so this is why I decided to start with this offer first. And in that free 5-day business challenge, I went from 0 subscribers to 250 people joining that challenge, which added 250 people to my email list. And by the end of the challenge, we got to 400 because they were sharing it with their friends, okay, and their peers and their coworkers. So that challenge brought me my first 400 subscribers, and I promoted this offer, this course, the Digital Clutter Cure, to those 400 people. The course was not yet built. I just knew I had an idea of what it would include. And so I kind of created this outline, and I knew I was going to record 1 module a week and then release it to them. Record a module, release it to them. I was still figuring out so many different things, but I knew that would force me to get it done. I know that's not for everyone. A lot of people like to have it created before it's launched. That is totally okay. But I just want you to understand, when I say I took massive and perfect action, I'm not kidding. So thanks to Kajabi, I was able to create a very, very basic, simple registration page that said, come to my Banish Business Clutter Challenge. They put in their email. That is literally what launched my business, that landing page. Okay, that's what started my list. And then I delivered that challenge, and I opened the doors to this program, and I told them they would get 1 module a week, and I launched it at the introductory price of $97. I told them it would never be that price again, and I ended up getting 95 students into my $97 program. And that was the start of my business. So I want you to know that if you can create something that you know your audience needs, people were struggling with digital clutter, struggling with paperwork. I knew that was a challenge for a lot of people. I identified that. I said, just join me in a free Facebook group. Each day I went live to share some tips. And then when I finally opened the doors to the Digital Clutter Cure, people bought even though this course was not officially created. Okay, again, I had a very, very basic sales page. So please know that you can launch things scrappy in Kajabi, and then you can improve them over time. Okay? So that was the start of it all. So I just want you to know, when you see people with multiple offers and multiple things that they do, they most often started with one core offer. This is what I teach in all my programs, the importance of identifying that main core offer that's going to launch your business. You're going to launch this multiple times. I did it multiple times over the first 2 years. Now this program is available on Evergreen, which means it's always available. I'm not doing live launches for this program anymore. People buy it just because of the content I've created on YouTube, podcasts, blogs, that sort of thing. They find the Digital Clutter Cure. Sometimes I run ads. Very rarely. I do most things organic, but usually twice a year we do some sort of launch campaign with ads. And then all of these different ways is what continues to sell this program. So I want you to see where it begins, where it starts, how I got it going. And I fell so in love with course creation and launching that I started creating additional things over time. And some of these, believe it or not, were workshops. They weren't even courses originally. Maximize Your Mac was a workshop that I delivered live on Zoom. So those of you who are like, I don't want to build a course, that sounds too hard, too many steps, you can just sell a workshop. I've done this multiple times. Maximize Your Mac was a workshop. My Canva course, which I don't sell separately anymore, it was a workshop. there's one more. Oh, affiliate marketing. This was a workshop. So I delivered these live on Zoom. People paid to join live, but then I packaged it all up and turned it into an evergreen product. So this is now something I delivered live once, but people can buy at any time. So do you see how it grows? So as you start figuring out things you want to teach, things that your audience wants to learn from you, people started asking me how I launched with challenges. And so I created a program called Challenge Launch Roadmap, but I launched it with this, a boot camp that teaches people about challenges. So do you see how it works? Like you're literally, as you're growing, you're hearing and listening to what people want to learn from you. And the more you do this, the easier it gets. So I put the link in there for this program. Those of you that are a little intrigued about how I launched my business with a challenge, this is a $37 boot camp that outlines what a challenge launch is, how to decide how many days to do yours, should it be free or paid, what does it look like, what are the tools you need. And again, this is a landing page made in Kajabi. And so Kajabi is giving me everything I need to make this product happen. When I delivered it live, now that I sell it, all of these things from the buttons to the checkout pages. Okay. So pretty cool stuff, right? I knew that when I launched, I wanted a tool that would do everything I needed. And that's what Kajabi has been for me. So where do you start when you get this tool? That is a very, very good question. So just so you know, I do offer a lot of resources that help people get started with Kajabi. And this Kajabi Insider is one of them. This is a free resource that I'm going to keep on my YouTube channel that you can access anytime. But I also want you to know that this right here is one of the things that you can jump into that will give you step by step. So I'm going to do a big picture overviews today with as much details as I can. But if you just got started with Kajabi or you've had it for a little while and you're like, I still don't know what I'm doing, I just want you to know I have various ways that you can get this course from me. It's called Countdown to Launch. I'll put the link over here. Just so y'all have that as well. This is actually the course I give my Kajabi partners. So if you join Kajabi with me this week, in the future, right after you purchase, you'll get an email that says, welcome to Kajabi. Here's the free coupon code to get access to Countdown to Launch. And in this training, I do walk you through step by step how to set up your Kajabi, how to connect your domain, how to do all of those beginning things, setting up your processor, creating your marketing stuff, all the things that are not super fun. We get those done and out of the way so we can have fun and really dig into all of the goodness that's inside Kajabi. But I want to let you know that this is completely free for my Kajabi partners. It's also free for those in my Ignite membership. I'm not going to talk about that now. I'll share that a little bit later in another session today, or you can purchase this as well. So again, it's banishedbusinessclutter.com/Kajabi-training. This I have gotten so much feedback on. People are so thankful that they have this tool they can go back to. There's checklists in here. There's guides in here. There's everything that you need in a step-by-step format on how to work with Kajabi. So one of the things I definitely cover in there, and I'm just going to touch on a few things here, is inside your site settings. This is where you're going to make some key decisions. And I just want to help you make them quickly so that you can move on and get to the fun stuff. I know a couple of you guys sent me questions ahead of time, and one of them is, how do I know what domain to connect with Kajabi? So remember, your domain is what you're using right here. So banishedbusinessclutter.com is my domain. That is what I have connected with Kajabi, so that every link they click on, that's what it starts with, banishedbusinessclutter.com. But some of you are coming to Kajabi with a website already established. And so when you come into settings and you click on domain, mine says it's connected. So I'm good. It's going to look a little different on your screen. Yours is going to say, do you want to connect a domain or a subdomain? And this is where people start to have the deer in the headlights look. So I want to help all of you out there in the internet world. How do I know if I'm connecting a domain or a subdomain? A domain is like if you are using something.com, .co, .something, where there's nothing in the front of it. Okay, so it's www.yourdomain.com. And the people who do that are those who are have a domain purchase that they want to use with their Kajabi site. So let's say I had a WordPress site and it was xyz.com was the domain of that site. And I don't want to lose that. Well, a domain can only point to one location. So I can't point that to my WordPress site and also send it to Kajabi. So if I want to keep using that domain, what I need to create on Kajabi is what's called a subdomain. And a subdomain means that instead of banishedbusinessclutter.com, I could use courses.banishedbusinessclutter.com. I could do academy.banishedbusinessclutter.com. It's really any word you want to put up here. Members.banishedbusinessclutter.com. Okay, so all of these are examples of a subdomain. And this would be a better plan if you have a website built elsewhere that you want to keep and you want to use that domain. In other words, you want people seamlessly going back and forth from your current website and Kajabi, and they won't really notice the difference because the extension here at the end will still be the same. They'll match. And you can get a free subdomain from the organization that's hosting your domain. So if you use GoDaddy, Bluehost, I use Ionos, SiteGround, there's many of them out there. Whoever is hosting your domain, you could go in there and request a subdomain. Just pick whatever word here makes most sense. Some people do learn.banishedbusinessclutter.com. Okay, it all depends on what you're creating, what word makes sense here, but pick a subdomain. And then when you add that subdomain to Kajabi, now all of your links on Kajabi would say that subdomain, and you're going to use buttons to go back and forth between your two sites seamlessly. It sounds complicated. It's actually super simple. All right. But others of you don't necessarily want to use the domain that is on your current site. Let's say I have a WordPress site. I'm a fitness coach, or let's say I'm a fitness yoga instructor. And so I have a site that is all about yoga, but now I want to be a health coach, and it's a little different than my yoga business. And so I bought Kajabi because I want to sell coaching programs. I want to sell courses, that sort of thing. And so I don't need my domain on Kajabi to be the same as my yoga. I kind of want them to be separate so that when people are going, they can go to either one, or I can connect them still through buttons, navigation, that sort of thing. But I really want it to have a different domain. Maybe I want it to be my name, lydiamartin.com or lydiamartincoaching.com. So in that case, you would still use a domain and just keep your other website with the domain it has. Okay, so I just wanted to explain the difference between domain and subdomain, just because so many of you guys asked me that question and I haven't ever had a chance to answer that publicly. Okay, and so I talk about all of these things in our paid programs, but I wanted to share that with our community here as well. Kelly says, can I host a quiz on my Kajabi website? So great question. There are actually assessments built into Kajabi, especially if you're utilizing those sort of things for your courses, your products. There are also templates that you can buy that allow you to build a quiz right in Kajabi. Alternatively, though, you can always connect a third-party tool if there is something that you feel would do what you're needing better. Because a lot of times when people do a quiz, it's not a quiz to assess what they've learned in your course. It's a quiz that's a lead magnet. And so if you're trying to create a lead magnet quiz that has a certain look or feel, I know for me, I've looked into using Interact. That's one of the quiz tools. I'll put the link into it if you want to check that out, Kelly. Interact. So that is an example of a tool that specifically focuses on quizzes. And if you were to build a quiz on Interact, you can then embed that quiz on your Kajabi site. Okay, you can do this with a lot of things, whether you're using any sort of tool. There's so many things that you can embed on your Kajabi site. If there's any more examples you want, I can share those later. But yes, you can absolutely host a quiz in a variety of ways, either through Kajabi directly using various tools or templates, or you can use a third-party tool and embed it. Now, Kelly is also in Ignite. And so I do want to share, if you're like, I need a place to ask questions like this at any time, this is the link to my ongoing membership for online business owners. If you sell digital content in any way, this is the membership for you. So Kelly, if you have more questions about that, of course, put them in our Ignite group, because we do live Q&As twice a month. And of course, I'm always in the group answering those questions as well. So wanted to share that resource for you. We'll talk about Ignite a little bit later today. All right, so now that you have a domain connected, let's talk about some of the fun stuff. What are some of the things that we need to create? So I'm going to show you just some examples. Actually, let me show you the one thing that I started with, because so many people, let me just stop sharing my screen here for a second. So many people jump into Kajabi and they start with the wrong thing. Does anybody have an idea of what they are focused on first? The first thing people think they need to do when they jump into Kajabi is build their website. Okay, I don't know what it is. We all think we have to have this perfect, beautiful, multi-page website to launch a business. And I'm here to tell you that could not be farther from the truth. All you need in Kajabi really to get going is a basic homepage. All right, if you have a homepage, in my opinion, the more important thing to build is either something that will build your list or something that will make you money. Those are the two things that I focused on before I focused on building my website. So all I did was create a basic homepage. I'm going to show you how to do that here in a minute, how to kind of get started with that. But I did not spend my time building out what you see today. It took me 18 months before I really got in and focused on my website. I wanted to hit 6 figures before I worried about designs and different things. I was much more concentrated on money. So I want you to know you do not have to have a major website in order to make money. Okay, so let me just show you how to get started to build a basic homepage. When you come into the design area of website, the first thing you really need to do is you need to choose a theme. Okay, a theme in website pages of Kajabi is like the foundation of your website. It's building the functionality. So you're not going to stress over the look of it because everything can be customizable, things like that. But I just want you to know when you go to design in Kajabi, you're going to click Browse Templates, and you're going to see a number of free templates to get started with. So I kind of tell people, come through here, kind of just look at things that is close to what you're looking for. But again, don't stress over it because everything is editable. I started over here with this Serenity theme. So any of my pages that you see or functionality that you see, this is the one that I started with. So you just click the one you want to use. It will now create all the key components of your website. And I'll just click on website pages so you can see what I mean. This is creating your library page, which is the page people go to when they buy courses and products and memberships from you. It will create a blog if you want to have a blog one day. You don't have to start this right away. It will create a login page for when people have to put in a password to get access to your content. For a 4-page, which is what people go to if they entered the link wrong. All of these examples right here are the foundational kind of pages of your website. You don't have to worry about editing all of these to get started. You really, truly only need to create a landing page or homepage that people are going to go to start. That way you can publicly share your website. If anybody goes to your domain or subdomain, they're seeing something that makes sense. Okay, so let me show you. In fact, I wonder if I have one of my basic home pages that I can show you. Banish business clutter. You saw the one that is there now, but if I go back, let's just go to old ones. Here we go. Look at this. Here's previous. This one's on draft, so these might be old. See, this is all the way back to December 2021. Oh, okay. So this is still not the original. See, this was one of my updates. Let's go back even farther. See if we can find one of the originals. Hopefully I didn't go over it. Hopefully I kept it. Let's see. These are draft. Here's an earlier one. Oh, these are all still updated. This isn't even the basic ones. So let me just grab this one. It looks like it's still actually public. Okay, so this is what my homepage looked like for a while. So it's actually very similar to what it is today. This is still more updated than my original one. My original one did not have a photo of me. I didn't have any pictures of me. Okay, this example right here was not a professional photo. This was taken from my iPhone and edited in Canva. Okay, that's why it's kind of blurry. But I literally built, all this said at the top was, how is clutter affecting your business? It was just a hook, a headline. That's all I had up there. Then I had a link to my free 5-day challenge. That's what this section is so important. What are you inviting people to? Right? So you can see an example of that here. Then it was like, what can I help you with? Or here's how I help people. And then the last section was like a little section. I don't even think it was about me at that point, but it was like the solutions I help people with. And that was my homepage. It was 4 simple sections. And that is how it was for like 18 months, you guys. So please know, websites are not what sell things. Your marketing strategy is what sells things. So even if you get into Kajabi and build the most basic homepage, you can absolutely make sales. All right. And so once you've created that website theme, you can come in here and just edit up the few pages that you need in order for your domain to look good if somebody goes to that domain. All right. So now I've got my homepage created. What should I do next? We need to create an offer. Okay. And so this is what I love the most about Kajabi. People come to me all the time and they're like, I don't have a platform. How can I sell things? Well, you can be really scrappy and you can sell things with Stripe buttons and PayPal buttons. You can even use certain email service providers to create little landing pages with a buy now button. But I wanted something that was going to be able to sell what I needed just like that in a easy way, something I could duplicate again and again that would look good and work well. And so I went into offers. Let me just do that really quick. I'm going to try to find one of my coaching offers so I can show you what I did. I didn't build a sales page. I just built a checkout page, meaning I connected a payment processor, which they have this actually through Kajabi now. If you don't want to have to worry about setting up Stripe and PayPal, you can just use Kajabi Payments, which is kind of a like third-party white labeled version of Stripe. And so in just a few clicks, you can have Kajabi Payments set up and you can be ready to accept payments. So let me go ahead and pull up literally the first example of something that I sold on Kajabi. It was not for this price at the time. But all I did before I created sales pages and funnels and all this other stuff is I wanted to create something I could sell right away. And people were always coming to me and asking me for help about different things. Or I would be in conversations with people who were struggling with either a certain tech tool or they were disorganized online. They needed help organizing something on their computer, or they just needed help with Evernote and their scanner, whatever it was. And my response in figuring out after what they needed was, I do offer one-to-one coaching sessions. I'd love to help you with XYZ. Would you like to book a session with me? And at the time, I was only charging $90 an hour. And so that was the first dollar I made in Kajabi. Was a personal coaching session for $90 an hour. You can start at whatever price you would like. Obviously, it's gone up multiple times over the years with the experience and different things. I don't sell a ton of one-to-one coaching anymore because my goal is to sell things that sell more on Evergreen now. But I still offer a few limited spots every month. So this checkout page has not changed in the 4 years. Since I've launched my business, it looks exactly the same because this was so simple to set up. I'm going to show you how here in a second, but it's as simple as putting together an image, putting together a description. You put the price, the payment processor is connected, and just like this, I have a business. So whether you sell an ebook, a physical book, a service, if you have a membership, a coaching program, a course, doesn't matter what it is, you can quickly create a checkout page and accept payment. This is huge because an offer is what makes your business a business. If you create a website, if you create 1 million followers on TikTok, but you don't sell anything, you don't have a business. You have a hobby. Okay? And so please, when you jump into Kajabi, focus on creating an offer. What can I sell right now? Many of you think, well, I don't have a certification to be a coach. You can't help people one-on-one. What does a certification have to do with it? If you are excelled in anything, gardening, dog grooming, there are people out there that want help. They want somebody to walk them through your formula, your framework, your blueprint. You may not think you have a blueprint. You do. Okay, if there's something you're either naturally good at, something you've learned with experience over time, something you've worked hard at improving at, even if you're just 10% ahead of the person you're helping, you can 100% get on a Zoom call and coach them. You can help them. You can show them what you do, find out where they're struggling, give them tips and suggestions. That's how easy it is to sell a coaching session. All right. If you don't want to call it coaching, you can call it a strategy session, a help session, whatever you want to call it. But do you see how I created this checkout page? And just like that, I have a link to share where people could buy that from me and I could make money. This is how I made my first $90 in Kajabi. All right. And so this is the concept right here. So how do we do this in Kajabi? We do this through offers. And so when you come in here, you can create an offer and decide, here's one of my business profitability trackers. This is a physical, not a physical product. It's a digital product that people can download and get access to for $29. So how did I set this up? I named it, put an image, picked the price, and then this purchase, what I love about Kajabi is how easy it is for it then to do everything I need it to do on autopilot. And you do that through your automations. So all of my offers, all of my forms, everything almost always has 2 automations. I'm usually tagging it on the action they took so that I can create segments later. You don't have to do that step, but I just love tags. So I have a little tag that says tag them so that I know who's bought this. And then it subscribes them to an email sequence which says, thank you for your purchase, and here's how to access your business profitability tracker. So that's how easy it is. Let me go to preview this, and I'll show you. That's how easy it is to create a checkout page. You can do lots of different things with this checkout page. Inside Ignite, I actually give you tips and code to even up-level this checkout page if you want it to look a little bit differently. But lots of easy ways. Just like this, I have a product I can sell. All right, so let me just come to camera. I'm gonna just check and see if we have any questions. I love, so great to see all of you guys. This is awesome. Nice to see you too, Cynthia. Yeah, so the coaching offer was not listed on my homepage. It has never been listed on my homepage because coaching is not my personal focus. I want my courses, my memberships to be front and center. I have limited coaching availability, so I have always sold coaching off of my website through personal conversations. Either people reaching out to me asking questions and then I simply let them know I offer this as an option and then they buy. Or sometimes I will send out an offer to a small group of people. Many of you have been around on my 12 Days of Christmas promos. My first 12 Days of Christmas that I ran, I did one day where the first 10 people who signed up for coaching could get it at a discounted rate. I think I've done that once. So there are sometimes that I'll promote coaching, but again, it's very limited because I'm just spending time doing other things. But if you're a coach, 100% coaching can be shared as a way to work with me on your website. So for some of you, coaching and your coaching programs is your number one offer. You want to be building that piece of your business. And so yes, definitely put it on your website if that's the case. I have just always sold it in one-to-one conversations. A lot of times people will refer people to me and they'll say, hey, you worked with so-and-so. They loved what they learned and I would love to work with you too. How does it work? And then I literally let them know how my coaching works. The offer you saw was for a 1 session, but I also have a 3-session package that I sell for less. So you can set up individual things, packages of things, bundles of things, subscriptions. My Ignite membership is an ongoing subscription. People can pay monthly or annually. All of that can be set up inside Kajabi. So I hope in today's session, really this first one, my goal was to see all that Kajabi can do, how easy it is to get started. I wanted to help overcome that very big question people have with me, which is, what do I connect with Kajabi? What domain, what subdomain? Get that passed, get that decision made, because many of people want to know, can I keep my website? Do I not need to keep my website? I always say, if you have a website that you're not really utilizing, it doesn't make you any sales, you're not getting any leads, then honestly, you can have a choice. Do you want to keep your website that's not really doing much for you and have 2 things to keep up with? Or do you want to go ahead and just rebuild what you've kind of done onto Kajabi? Very easy to come in and kind of update or create some of those key pages, and then you're not having to deal with 2 systems. But if you have a website that's been working for you, I would say don't fix what isn't broken. Okay, keep what you have, and you're going to use Kajabi to enhance that now. You're going to be able to sell courses and offers and different things. You're going to be able to create maybe landing pages that convert a little better because of the templates you can get access to, things like that. All right. So if you have any other questions, please feel free to put them in the chat, in the comments. Even after this live, I will come back to them. But let me give you the scoop on what is coming up today. So I'm getting ready to sign off on this first session, but in about 15-20 minutes, session 2 is going to start. It's going to be all about offers. How do I create offers that sell? What types of offers can I create? I'm going to go behind the scenes of some of the offers I've created through the years, which I hope will spark a lot of ideas for you. Okay, not to overwhelm you, because remember, we're not creating all this at once. We're picking the one thing that we want to start with. Session 3, which will be starting at 12:30 today, is all about creating content that converts. And I'm going to spend a lot of time there on lead magnets, traffic sources, things like that. A lot of people are like, how do I find people who will buy my offers? So we're going to talk about that in session 3. And then session 4 is more about launch and marketing strategies. I'm going to talk a little bit more about the challenges that I've set up in Kajabi so you can kind of see how that works. Webinars, if you choose to launch with a webinar, I think that's going to be super impactful. So by all means, join with me in the upcoming live sessions, or if you click on the playlist of this series, you'll get access to all the replays as well. Go ahead and officially register if you haven't already, because that's how to stay connected with me. I'll make sure all the links I've shared in these videos get sent to your email address, which will be so nice. That way you can click and jump onto anything that we've talked about today. And if you want to learn more about Kajabi's promotion that's going on right now, or the different plans they offer, go to banishbusinessclutter.com/Kajabi. I love it. Great question. I want to build my wait list with free PDFs. Can I use this method? So do you mean a wait list for your business, your homepage, your website, or your course maybe? Maybe you have an offer coming up. I utilize wait list pages all the time. It's a great way to do it. So just so you know, if something that you are creating is not yet available, a waitlist page works great. And yes, you can absolutely share things like PDFs to generate interest that gets people on your list, and then send them the information you want to share later, like my website's now open, or my offer is now available, or my upcoming free challenge is coming up, all of those good things. There's many ways that you can get people onto your list, nurture them, service, provide good service, that sort of thing. So I'll be talking more about that in session 3 today, which is at 12:30. So I hope you'll come back. Okay, awesome. Thanks for joining, everybody. We will see you in step 2.